Coming up on Around San Diego, a local professor may have found a solution to the housing crisis, and it could also change the way homes are built entirely. And does the idea of self-driving cars excite you or scare you? They could be coming to San Diego soon. Plus, divers made an incredible discovery off of our coast. More on the carcass of a baby whale that was just found. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and we'll look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We begin with wildfire safety. It may also help housing. A USD professor says that he has the solution. CBS 8's Abby Black shows us how this innovative structure could change the way we build homes that are also fire resistant.
At first glance, this might feel like a cozy backyard cabin, but this USD professor's unique structure could revolutionize how we build homes. Made of fire-resistant materials and built in record time, this might be a game changer for Southern California's urgent housing crisis.
Here it is. This is the Poly House. This is the future of housing.
This futuristic-looking ADU was not built in months, but in days.
They put it together in 3 days.
The 500-square-foot space came together like a giant puzzle.
The unit is made out of 64 panels.
The panels are not your typical wood construction. It's mass timber.
There is no oxygen within the section, and that's what causes it to be so fire resilient.
The cross-laminated timber, or CLT, is remarkably fire resistant.
The wood charges at a very slow rate because of its massiveness, and then fire cannot penetrate.
The brains behind Poly House are University of San Diego's founding architecture program director, Daniel Lopez Perez, and his wife.
We feel the pressure of the housing need.
The efficiency is remarkable. The entire structure fits on a single truck.
If one imagines that a normal structure takes thousands and thousands of 2x4s, right, and they're framed manually, imagine all the labor that goes into that material.
But Lopez Perez emphasizes this is not about cutting jobs, it's about inspiring local builders.
To empower local builders and general contractors to just simply build more units faster. And that's how we help advance the housing question with Poly House.
The exterior's insulated metal frame comes in various colors to suit any style.
Metal roofs are extraordinarily resilient.
Inside, natural materials dominate every corner.
And that linoleum is on the front of the counters.
They're maximizing the space with a bonus room downstairs.
Upstairs, we have a sleeping loft.
Poly House offers designs from 500 to 2,500 square feet with prices starting in the mid-200,000s, and the smaller version is already city permitted.
This is the first full mass timber diaphragm in San Diego, and we believe in California.
Just as our cars have evolved, Lopez Perez believes our homes should too.
Our mission is very simple. It's to advance technology in the residential space.
In La Jolla, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Interesting. And also this week, the San Diego County Board of Supervisors unanimously voted in favor of a plan to prepare for a major wildfire. It includes finding more ways to clear brush in the county and the purchase of a new helicopter. During the meeting, everyone kept pointing to the wildfires, of course, in Los Angeles to say, let's do everything we can to make sure that does not happen here. There was also a lot of talk about recent fires we've had in our own area and the way evacuation routes are communicated.
The question I got from a bunch of constituents was, how are we supposed to know which route to take to evacuate? What's the evacuation route? They knew they needed to evacuate. They didn't know what route to take. So my question is, how are they supposed to know what route to take?
We can't possibly dictate which route every individual and every vehicle should take. When they have the Genesis Protect app and they open up the app and look at the fire map that's available, essentially go where the fire's not. That sounds really overly simplistic, but that's the best method.
Yeah, so there were also questions about what started some of these recent fires and if they happen to have started at homeless encampments. Well, CAL FIRE says they are all still under investigation. Well, a proposed state bill is targeting California's housing law loopholes following concerns over a controversial development in Pacific Beach. Developers are planning to build a 239-foot tall tower on Turquoise Street. 74 units are designated apartments, but the other 139 would be visitor accommodation units. The developer relied on the state's density bonus law to bypass local height restrictions. SB 92 would prevent projects that don't create significant residential housing from qualifying for bonuses.
It would require that in order for a developer to use the density bonus law, they would have to have the project be 2/3 housing.
Yeah, so the developer tells CBS 8 referring to the project as a hotel is inaccurate, adding they are abiding by all local and state laws. SB 92 still has to go through an approval process. As for the Turquoise project, the city is still reviewing it and no construction timeline has been set. Meantime, neighbors are worried about the potential impact on traffic after the city of Oceanside decided to move forward with plans to build a 199-unit low-income apartment complex at the end of a cul-de-sac. Olive Park Apartments is being proposed at the end of Olive Drive, which is the only road going in and out of that existing neighborhood of about 60 homes. The project is designed to take advantage of existing mass transit with a pathway connecting the property to a nearby Sprinter station. Despite that, some residents want to see a new roadway built connecting to Oceanside Boulevard. And some members of the Oceanside Planning Committee admit they wouldn't want a project like that in their neighborhood, but they also say their hands are tied by state law requiring them to build more housing. The commission unanimously approved the project. It now heads to the City Council. And the San Diego City Council has approved a measure that will double parking meter fees across the city. Current parking meters charge between 50 cents and $1.25 an hour. Now those rates are going to go up as much as $2.50 an hour in some areas. The city has more than 5,300 metered parking spaces. City officials estimate this will generate $4 million through the end of the current fiscal years in September, and then $9.8 million every fiscal year after that. New rates are taking effect this weekend. Well, a self-driving car company says it's bringing its autonomous vehicle testing to San Diego. Waymo is a rideshare platform like Uber or Lyft, but with autonomous vehicles. It's already rolled out in other major cities, including San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Austin. Waymo's testing in San Diego will include an actual human in the driver's seat as a safety measure, of course, while the cars learn our streets.
Will come and they will build a very detailed map of the area where they're going to operate in. And then they use this to all the time sort of make sure, how do we know where the crosswalks are? How do we know where the traffic lights are?
So Waymo didn't give us an exact date, but they will be testing for a few weeks. The future, y'all. Well, egg producers around the nation are feeling the impact of the nationwide shortage, which is primarily due to the bird flu outbreak. But if you are trying to find eggs around San Diego, CBS 8 found a few places you can look. We found the cheapest eggs at Trader Joe's in Pacific Beach for $3.49. At Sprouts in Claremont, they start at $3.99 a dozen. Trader Joe's had a 2-cart limit, and Sprouts' limit is 4 dozen.
Whole economy, we've all been hidden with all these little things. Well, after a while, these things start to add up.
Yeah, Hilliker's Ranch in Lakeside sells eggs starting at $5, but they do have a 1-egg product limit. At Vaughn's and PB in Claremont, eggs were $7.99 without a limit. And finally, the most expensive place we found eggs was at Target, where the ones in stock started at $9.89. I've even seen like 12. All right, well, a fascinating discovery by divers just off the coast of La Jolla Shores. They spotted the carcass of a baby whale. CBS 8's Steve Price spoke with 2 divers who have seen it and talked to marine experts to find out why it may have died at such a young age.
Just off our coast, we're talking less than a football field away on the bottom of the ocean floor. Divers made an amazing discovery. They spotted the carcass of a baby whale. And while they say it is sad to know that a baby whale died, they appreciate the opportunity to witness the circle of life.
It's very special. Everybody got very excited.
Adam Pierce has seen a lot of cool things over the years diving off La Jolla shores, but this is something he'll never forget.
You could see the eye, you could see, the wrinkles in the skin.
Divers made the discovery last week, the baby only about 20 feet long. As for why it passed away so young, a NOAA spokesperson told us, "We believe this is a gray whale calf that had been seen alive nearby a few weeks ago by a whale watch operator. The calf was alone when it was seen alive, and we think that it likely lost its mother and then starved."
This place takes my breath away every week.
Darren Hunter has also had a chance to see it, and while he says it's sad the whale passed away, he knows this is all part of the natural process of life in the ocean.
It's not wasted. We have a very diverse, vibrant ecosystem here that will make benefit of it, and it will not be wasted, so that's a good thing.
Since it's about 100 feet down and in a dark spot, it's hard to know exactly how long it will take for it to decompose on its own. But new pictures taken today show a larger predator recently came by and started picking at it. Divers are hoping it will still be here for a while.
This is going to degrade over a period of weeks, months, and even years. So to see that process and maybe take a still shot every time we visit and see the difference and the change over time, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
The carcass is only about 200 yards from the shore, but with that comes a warning. While it is rare to have one so close to the coast, divers say don't be fooled into thinking you can just head out here and easily see it.
The dive itself is a very advanced dive, so unless you have the right certifications and the right training, I would just advise people not to do it.
At La Jolla Shores, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Isn't that incredible to see right off our coast? Coming up, the University of San Diego is transforming how educators understand and support all students in the classroom. We'll share how a new program focused on neurodiversity is already helping. Welcome back. The San Diego Unified School District is once again getting good grades on the nation's report card. Results from the 2024 National Assessment of Educational Progress show math and reading scores for 4th and 8th graders in the district are holding steady. That contrasts with declining reading scores nationwide. 4th graders in the district made big improvements in math scores, going from 34% proficient in 2022 to 41% proficient in 2024, which is nearing pre-pandemic levels.
Been a few years now since we've been out of the pandemic, and our teachers are hard at work inside of the classrooms to help get our students on track and back at the standards that they need to be.
So glad to hear that. So the district had the second highest 8th grade math scores and the 6th highest 4th grade math scores among large urban districts nationwide. Well, the University of San Diego is transforming how educators understand and support all students in the classroom. Their new center focuses on neurodiversity, recognizing the unique strengths of students, including those on the spectrum. CBS 8's Abby Black shows us how this program is already having an impact on our local classrooms.
The University of San Diego is helping the La Mesa Spring Valley School District change the way that teachers understand neurodivergent students. These may be those who are on the autism spectrum. By focusing on the brain science and not the labels, teachers and educators are already seeing success in the classroom.
I can have a good day, or I will have a good day.
These morning affirmations are more than just words. They're building blocks for an inclusive environment supporting neurodiversity in schools.
And our responsibility as educators to think about every single student that comes in that seat and what is it that we can do to show up for who they are and to provide that access and instruction.
These connections could mean the difference between success and struggle. Research shows that up to 40% of neurodivergent students drop out of traditional high school programs. The term neurodivergent, born from the autism movement, describes individuals whose brain differences affect how they process the world, including those with autism, dyslexia, ADHD, or Tourette's syndrome.
When we think post-pandemic, through COVID, that sort of thing, it's just a lot of anxiety out there.
Would anyone venture to share what narrative empathy sounds like?
Enter Dr. Nikki Elliott from the University of San Diego's new Center for Embodied Equity and Neurodiversity.
What if we don't need to change children? What if we just need to change the eyes we use to see them? When people have that awareness,
they behave differently, they see children differently, and they treat them differently.
Through a San Diego Foundation grant, she's training everyone from teachers to custodians about the science behind these students' needs.
So to bring this into school districts is my life mission.
Her workshops go beyond student interaction. They're teaching staff how to regulate their own emotions to prevent burnout. Support says the impact is already visible.
Teachers want strategies that they know that the next day will impact the behavior or the climate of their classroom.
For Chelsea Gould, who's the district's mental health coordinator and a mother of a neurodivergent child, the impact is clear.
It's trajectory changing. If we're able to keep kids regulated where they're able to learn, keep staff regulated where they're able to continue to teach, outcomes for students are going to be changed, and that's really powerful.
In La Mesa, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Truly such good work. Thank you. Still ahead, scientists at NASA can now confirm 2024 was the hottest year on record. We'll have more details in our Earth 8 report. Well, with 2024 now behind us, scientists at NASA can now confirm it was the hottest year on record. CBS 8's Evan Noorani talked with an oceanographer who analyzed the changes in this week's Earth 8 report.
San Diego is in the midst of the driest water year on record, and to add to it, scientists with NASA are now confirming 2024 was the hottest year on record, not only in Southern California, but around the globe.
NASA's records go back to the end of the 19th century, and 2024, together with previous 9 years, make 10 warmest years in that record, which is pretty scary.
The record warming is attributed to record increases in heat-trapping carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases, mostly from the burning of fossil fuels.
With every new year, we get more data, and we just get additional confirmation that these trends that we see in climate are driven by human emission of the greenhouse gases.
The increase in global annual temperatures shows more extreme weather events around the globe, from heavier rainfall to more aggressive droughts, even impacting our wildfire danger here at home.
The wildfires are stronger, they're more aggressive, because why? You usually have this dry seasons that are longer, and that's just the fuel for the wildfire. Wildfires happen in California, we know that, but if there's lots of dry stuff, these wildfires are going to be stronger, more aggressive, and causing impact on our livelihood and the ecosystems around us.
Global temperatures in 2024 came in 2.3 degrees above the agency's baseline, with 15 consecutive months of temperature records. Experts say without dramatic action being taken now, warming will continue.
It impacts the ecosystem around us. We depend on ecosystem for life, for food, for everything. And ultimately, first, it's probably going to cost us some money, and ultimately, our livelihood. So that little bit of a difference in temperature will change the way you live and enjoy this beautiful climate of Southern California.
Evan Noorani, Earth 8.
Yeah, we really, truly all got to do our part. So thank you for shedding light on that, Evan. Well, that will do it for us. Thank you, as always, for your time. Thank you for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.